supposed to be. Whether you're the bride or the groom or where you're supposed to be, where you're standing. So everyone close your eyes. Go ahead and picture this. As a little girl, I always pictured myself in the Justin boots instead of the high heels. And that's exactly the way I want it to be in December when I'm getting married. There's a few things, though, that you need to have or to do in order to make sure that this wedding goes off in a snap. There's no problems. The first is a checklist, and you can find it on theknot.com, which is THEKNOT.com. You can find it pretty much anywhere. This is just where I chose to get mine at. You can have a wedding planner, which just gives less room for stress on that day for you, the bride or the groom, and then also family and friends that can keep you motivated. The first thing I want to talk to you about is a checklist, and you can find them in numerous different places. It's pretty much there to make sure that you have all the details and the abilities. If you have any appointments you need to make, like the night after I got engaged, I had an appointment already set up to look for my wedding dress, which is a little bit too soon, but I was excited. So I actually had my dress ordered and bought the very next day, and it's now hanging up in my grandmother's closet. So I've checked that off the list. It's another thing that I don't have to worry about. The first thing on the list, though, and it starts between 16 months and 9 months before the wedding, is a notebook, something to keep all the information, the prices for flowers or the dresses or, anything that you need to do, keep all the information for the wedding in this little notebook. It keeps you organized and it helps you balance out your money, make sure you have everything you need for the wedding. Another great thing to have would be a wedding planner for sure. I actually have 3 or 4 of them that have volunteered, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a professional, but it can be just a friend or someone who has experience in this type of thing. And they make sure that instead of putting the pressure on you and you having to worry about it all the way leading up, they check off. They make sure you have everything so that you're not worrying about it. It takes the stress off of your shoulders so that you can just have some leisure, some relaxation the day of the wedding for sure. When someone comes up to you and says, I can't find my shoes, and it's like 3 minutes into the wedding starts, you can just say, you need to go see so-and-so because they're in charge of that. And you can keep getting your makeup done or your hair done or whatever is the case. They just have more experience and they know how to get things done quicker. A very important thing while planning a wedding is to make sure that you have the support of your friends and family. Not just to have them there, but it gives them a special part in your wedding also. To be able to help you, like when I went and got my wedding dress, I actually had 4 or 5 different girls there to help me, and it made it so much more fun. They also, though, friends and family give you tips of what to do based on past experiences or what they did at their wedding. My cousin actually had her wedding outside, which is what I wanted to do, and she told me the other day, she said, make sure you have a backup plan for your wedding because you're wanting to do it outside. She said, even though it's in December, with the way Florida is and how bipolar we are here, she said, make sure that you have a backup plan just in case it rains or it decides to snow, even though it hasn't in 20 years. She said, make sure you can go to your local church or you can go anywhere else and make sure that you definitely have that and you don't have to cancel your wedding. Make sure or your friends can help give you emotional support and financial support. If they know that you're low on money for a little while, but you need certain things for your wedding or whatever the case is, they can come and help you or just give you emotional support. If you're like freaking out the day of the wedding and you can't imagine walking in front of all those people, they'll be there to pray with you and get you through it and give you that support that you need to make it down